My name's Natasha Bamblett. I'm a proud First Nations woman and I'm here to acknowledge country. Hello, beautiful friends. We gather on the lands of the Aboriginal people. We thank, acknowledge and respect the Aboriginal people's land that we're gathering on today. Take pleasure in all the land and respect all that you see. She's on the Money podcast acknowledges culture, country, community and connections, bringing you the tools, knowledge and resources for you to thrive.
She's on the
Money.
She's on the money.
Hello and welcome to She's on the Money, the podcast that's all about building better money habits and outsmarting your impulse buys before they outsmart you. I'm Beck Syed and with me is our favourite former financial advisor with a background in psychology, which basically makes her your personal finance voice of reason, Victoria Devine.
Oh, thank you. Personal finance voice of reason.
Like a god, you could say.
That's probably not what I would say.
I will say God.
Because I say often, do as I say, not as I do. So am I actually your voice of reason? Because I could also talk you into spending money and I'm actually really good at that.
Hey, that's okay because I think that it's the advice. Like we often don't take our own advice, but the advice that you give is
I
powerful.
do try to take my own advice.
You
Best
need to.
practice, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, today, Beck, we've decided to change things up a little bit. If you've even spent 5 minutes on TikTok lately, try 5 hours, you've probably seen the trend where people are asking for the most unhinged hacks to fix literally anything. They're like, oh my gosh, what's your most unhinged hack to get over your ex? Or
I love
what's your
those.
most unhinged hack for hacking productivity or sleep? You name it, there's a video for it. Well, someone in our She's on the Money Facebook group, Beck, asked for the most unhinged ways to stop yourself from dopamine spending. Our community did not disappoint.
What a good idea.
They didn't disappoint so much that we've made it a whole episode. And we thought, what a good idea. How fun is that? Because let's be real, sometimes traditional money advice, it doesn't cut it.
No.
I can sit you down and be like, okay, cool. So this is how you write a statement of advice and you guys are already glazed over. Sometimes a budget is just not enough. You need to physically put your credit card in a bowl of water and put it in the freezer and then walk away.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do.
I would take that out before it freezes over.
Yeah, I know, but we'll try. We'll try. We're going to try anything. So today, you and I are sharing a bunch of the best and most unhinged hacks, some from that Facebook group and some which are arguably even more unhinged that we've gone and dug up on TikTok.
Yay.
Do you have any unhinged hacks, Beck?
Well, as you know, I'm not very good with money, but I think that probably the most, it's not unhinged, but if anything's in cash, then I can forget that it exists. So it's not gaining interest. It's not anything. But I've done some weird things with cash. I'll send money to random places. I think I've sent money to my best friend. Well, actually, no, she has.
Because I can't be trusted.
I can't be trusted. I'll send money to my friends. And obviously depends on the relationship you have with your friends, if you trust them. But send money to your friends, send money to your parents, whoever you trust the most, and just be like, do not let me touch this. But my most unhinged, and I was explaining to my girlfriend the other day, was that so we're going to go to Thailand in September.
Oh, exciting.
But I said I physically cannot save for it. If I get to a point where I've saved X amount of money to go on a trip, I'm like, well, there goes my life savings and I could be putting that toward a house. So instead, what I do is I I shouldn't say this. I pay for...
No, you can say it. This is a safe space. Have I ever actually judged you for making a money decision? Exactly.
That's true.
I'm
Thank you.
Oh, Bex, that's probably not your best moment, but also been there, done that. You know?
Totally. Well, for example, I've afterpaid the hotel already. So I'm like, I can't back out. So
you can just pay it off.
I'll pay it off slowly. I have not saved for it. I didn't budget for it. I just afterpaid a hotel. And now I literally, and it's non-refundable because
Beck,
there's no way out.
The non-refundable thing.
I have to. All
right. It just
Otherwise
gives me anxiety.
I know, same, but I have to. So afterpay the hotel, I've only paid $200 of it. And then the rest I must do. I actually have to. Otherwise I'm screwed. So I just don't save for anything and I just wing it. That's my unhinged.
Oh, I feel like that's terrifying to me because I'm just so type A. Actually, that's a lie because, I spend a lot of time on TikTok. There's apparently type A people, really super organized. Then there's type B people who I would say you're type B.
I see.
Which is good. We are a little bit more rogue, kind of don't worry about structure or planning. If you came to my house, there's everything in a little tub in a fridge organized.
Uh-huh.
You'd be like, absolutely not, Victoria. But then there's type C. And I have recently learned that is me. And it's a mix of type A and type B. So you want to be really organized. organized, but you often are a little bit too delulu to actually commit to that. So like sometimes you're like so planned, so organized, but then on the flip side, you're also like YOLO, and then you just can't be trusted. So I'm a type C friend, I believe.
I relate to that.
Yeah, like we want to be organized. We want to like plan things. Must be nice.
Yeah.
We like the organized fridge vibes, but then also we're just YOLOing all the way home. So you just can't win.
Absolutely. Well, on that note,
Yes.
considering that was a bad hack for not dopamine spending.
Like we didn't say that these hacks are going to work for you. We said we were just going to share the hacks that we found. So read between the lines there.
Yeah, you use that however you like.
Exactly. No judgment.
No
I
judgment.
don't mind. What's my hack?
Yeah, what's yours?
Oh, my hack is, it's not even a hack. I think I'm so wildly passionate about getting people out of debt and staying out of debt because I've been there. Like I think my hack to staying out of debt was being in debt. And that's a terrible hack and that makes no sense. But I was talking to one of my friends about it the other day and they were saying, Victoria, like they're in a bit of credit card debt at the moment. They're like, you told me not to do this. Like I've listened to your podcast, but like I just had to walk the walk and realize how terrible that was so that I'm never going to go back there again.
Yeah.
So like my hack was get in a ridiculous amount of debt so that you stress yourself and can't eat, can't sleep, can't talk, can't breathe.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you'll take money seriously.
Learn the hard way. And
I had to learn the hard
never
way
go
because I
back.
can't be trusted. Someone tells
know.
me, Victoria, this is how it works. And I go, whatever, I'm better than that. I know better than that.
I think I know better.
I think I would know. I would not know, apparently.
No, it turns out. I want to know what the first, so you have a list
I've
of your
got a
own.
list.
I want to
And
know
I'm
the first
checking
one
it
in your,
twice.
Are you checking it twice?
No, maybe not. I'll just read them out once.
Well, what's first on your list?
All right, so we're going to start with our beautiful Facebook group. And oh my gosh, I love this one. It's from Kellyanne and she says, change your Facebook demographic age to say that you're older and a man so that you only get ads and products with things like walking frames and lazy boy chairs because then you're not tempted by like the dish sale
Oh my
or like
God.
Kukai or whatever because you're just being target advertised things
my
that
God.
actually make no sense to you.
That is a great hack, but I would fear
That you'd fall for the walking frame.
I would fall for I would be like, well, I got a lazy boy in my house now and also a walking frame that I don't need. But
Honestly, I
it
reckon
looks good.
a very good salesman could convince me to get a lazy boy.
Yeah.
My nana has a lazy boy couch and 2 lazy boy like rocking chairs.
Yeah.
An
I love
elite
a rocking
experience.
chair. I don't even need a salesman. You've already sold me.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
You know, this is really kind of unrelated, but related somehow. I will get to the point. But that Black Mirror episode where you could choose your own adventure.
Oh, that's
that kind of
terrifying.
thing.
I love
was-
Black Mirror, but
I love
like
Black Mirror.
also
that season.
it's
It was
too
like
close to reality for me.
absolutely, but it was like there was one season where you had to pick your own ending and middle of the show, and it's like I just want to know what I'm missing out on. So I feel like with this hack, I would always be like, there are probably new products popping up that are catered to me and my algorithm knows that
I'm now
I would
just
like
shopping
it,
for my
and
dad.
I can't see it.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, Dad, you'd love this. Saw it on Facebook, ordered it immediately.
Yeah. And all of a sudden you're still spending money.
Have you
Do you
got
wanna-
one for us?
Yeah. Do you want to hear?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I'm curious to try this. Anyway, so this one comes from Amber. She says, wear an elastic hair tie on your wrist, and every time you consider buying something, ask yourself if it's a need or a want. And if it's not a need, then snap your elastic band. She says, I don't know why, but it worked for me. Now I stop and think before I purchase things.
So you're just hurting yourself every time you think of something.
Yeah, I guess it's like training.
I feel like that's very 90s. Like, do you remember back in the, I feel like
a zap or something.
Yeah, I feel like it's like a no bark collar, like for a dog.
Yeah,
like
or
every
like
time they
those-
bark, they get a little zing. Like,
Yeah,
what?
yeah, totally. Those like horrible electric fences, and it's like, oh, you'll know not to go near that again. It's like that actually, it's obviously not that severe, but it's like that could work. You could create this association with like
obviously I'm on TikTok 24/7 and I saw that there was this farmer on TikTok saying that electric fences are really expensive. So when they first get a new horse, they put them in the paddock that has the real electric fence, and no doubt they'll run into it once and learn that those fences are dangerous. Then they use fake electric fences for the rest of their farm. The horses are too scared of the white tape that they just stay away from it, and it's just a piece of string holding them in.
Gosh, it doesn't sit right with me and I don't know why, but I'm not a farmer. So if you're a farmer, let me know.
Look, I get it. I feel like an electric fence means that you could do big barbed wire ones, but your animal might get caught in it.
Yeah, true. Barbed wire is probably.
And an electric fence isn't powerful enough to
just a little zap.
Yeah, it's just like a little, don't do that, Beck.
Oh, okay. That's comforting.
Maybe we need that.
Yeah, that's true. So I like that one. Thank you, Amber. Create associations and then you don't even have to think about not spending money.
Yeah, I know why it works, and there's actually some science behind it, right?
Okay.
Beck? So it's not just like us saying, electric fence vibes. Snapping an elastic band, it feels so mean. Like that's the last thing I want you to do to my wrist. Snapping an elastic band on your wrist is a form of adverse stimulus. So it actually creates a really tiny momentary disruption that puts you in a lot of discomfort, and it becomes like an automatic behavior loop. So essentially in this loop, you see something, you want it, and then you buy it, but we're breaking that loop. And the technique is actually rooted in what's called classical conditioning. So do you remember Pavlov's dog, where he rang the bell and then gave the dog a treat?
Yes.
And then over time, he started ringing the bell and not giving the dog a treat, but the dog would drool anyway because whenever it heard the bell, it was like, hey, let's go, getting a treat. We're doing that, but in a mean way to ourselves, where a neutral stimulus, which is essentially the urge to spend, becomes associated with something that's not very nice. So every time you're like, urge to spend, you're like, that's going to hurt. Absolutely not. I don't want to do that. So you're creating this negative association, which might work for you. Like it might be a thing. And then over time, our brain links literally the urge to shopping with discomfort. So you don't want to do it anymore.
Oh my God. I'm just trying to think about what other things I could do that with. Maybe vaping. Thank you, Amber.
Yeah, maybe. Actually, that might work.
Yeah, maybe that'll work. Every time I want to, I'll
You're
do
like,
something.
it's worth it. I'm just going to keep
worth
doing it.
I'm going to smoke some
I'm going to
cane.
snap my wrist, and I'm also going to just keep doing this.
So maybe I'll just have two bad habits. One of snapping my wrist.
Yeah, but it's like really popular. Behavioral therapists actually use similar techniques to help people break habits, like nail biting, like vaping, like smoking, or even like negative self-talk. So maybe she's onto something.
Yes, seriously.
All right, my next one is from Laura. She said every time she feels like shopping, she goes to her phone settings and then she turns her display, like her phone display, on grayscale so she can't see what color she wants to buy.
Oh my God.
And everything low-key looks a bit ugly.
Some of these people have so much discipline. Like I would
just immediately turn it back to color. I'd be like, this sucks, bye.
My intention would be that, but then I would not do that. And that's really impressive. So good for you, Laura. That's very smart. Okay, do you want to hear my one from Laura?
Different Laura?
Different Laura.
Different Laura. Good.
Laura says, I curbed my shopping addiction by going to a physical store and loading myself up. No trolleys, no baskets, with anything and everything I wanted. And then I'd walk around the entire store holding it until the dopamine rush wore off. And then I'd dump it all and leave. A craving generally lasts between 5 to 20 minutes. So it wouldn't take long to get sick of holding everything. Oh my God.
I just can't imagine doing that.
Do
you reckon it would work?
I think it would work because sometimes like I'll be in the shop and I'm in such a good mood and then I'll pick up something and I'll be like, my girlfriend would love this or my best friend would love this, and I'll pick it up and walk around and then I'm in there for so long that by the end I'm like,
what was this for again?
Frick am I doing with these things? And then I just put them back. I'm like,
that's good.
That's
then.
so silly. I'm not going to buy these.
That's good.
So
I'm just imagining me at the supermarket carrying around all this stuff that I want. And then, the longer I am in the supermarket, the hungrier I'm getting. So the more I want it.
Oh my God, true. Well, maybe it's like more like your sugary treats. I think I need to do that for sugary treats. I can't stop myself. So that is
not mad, but I have a whole stash of sugary treats in the car door of my car at the moment, and I need someone to remove them because I'm basically just eating peach rings every time I'm in the car.
Eating what?
Peach rings. Like those jelly rings that taste like peaches and cream. Like, they're so good, Beck.
Oh
Maybe
God.
I need a little elastic band on my wrist to stop me.
I think put the peach ring around your wrist.
Yeah, then I eat it. I've got another one, Beck, and I wanted to share this one because it actually made me really proud. Sarah said, I cured my dopamine spending addiction by becoming addicted to investing instead.
Yes.
How good is that? Micro investing and fractional shares are a really great way to start. So buying $20 of shares here and there is just apparently as good as going and buying crap that she didn't need. In the beginning, she would spend like $10 a day and get the fix and give myself some time to learn all about it. It's crazy how fast it adds up. And then the money on top of it makes you not want to stop. So she said, when I feel like getting UberEats, which lasts 20 minutes and is arguably usually relatively disappointing, I ask myself, would I be better off investing that money? Yes. Then she sends 20 or $30 over, buys shares, makes toast at home. And if you're bored and looking up something to buy online, you may as well be looking up shares.
Oh my God. Yeah. And that's really,
so she's
really
like
quite
Googling
satisfying.
stuff to buy.
That's so good. I think I might try that. That's so true about the Uber Eats thing. It's like
It's usually disappointing, isn't it?
it is. And then you are like, honestly, Vegemite on toast is
It slaps.
so good.
Exactly, especially if I don't know how quick you do this, but like if you're making toast, you have to stay in the kitchen.
Yeah.
You can't like
Oh, yeah.
walk off and then hear the toast pop and then let it cool. Like the butter has to go onto the toast immediately, because if the butter's going onto the toast and it's not melting as you're putting it on, you're doing something wrong, I reckon. And it has to be Wonder White.
Yeah, it has to be on white or like that baker's bread. You know, it's like in that bluey.
But none of this thick cut sourdough that I need a steak knife to cut through.
Also painful. Sorry, sourdough hurts.
Do you guys not have the roofs of your mouths completely ripped up?
You have no cheeks?
You just like the pain?
It's sharp, it's painful,
Weird.
okay? That is so genius.
Anyway, she says it's the best addiction she's ever had.
Oh my God, that's genius. It's a great addiction to have too, because it's like you're
making yourself rich.
making yourself money. That's so clever. Okay, I'm going to try that. Thank you so much. This is so nice. I really like this episode. I'm taking so many things away and I'm hoping that I remember them by the end of this.
Do you know what? I've written these down all on a piece of paper. You can take it home with you. You are
Fantastic.
welcome.
I guess I could just listen to the episode
Also,
too.
did you know, and I don't know if many people know this, but if you are listening on Spotify, there is actually now an automatic transcript. So if you go to the bottom of the episode, you can actually see the text. And for some people in our community, they've said it's actually so helpful because they read along when we're talking about more complex topics. So like probably not today, but when we're talking about, you know, compound interest or something that maybe you're not fully comprehending yet, you can like read along at the same time as we're talking to you, and you might end up in a better learning position.
Yeah.
Kind of helpful.
Oh my God, that's a great idea.
Yeah. Also, thanks Spotify for putting free transcripts on there, because
That's really good.
That slays.
That's true. And I just want you guys to know that sometimes the transcripts are not accurate. So please, if you have the
Beck
ability
swears,
to.
she would
listen.
never. Is that what you mean?
I would never swear.
I would
actually.
never use vulgar language. Ew.
If something seems out of character, just trust that it actually is.
It was the transcript.
It was the
Beck would
transcript.
Never.
I would never insult Victoria.
Yeah, no.
So my next one comes from Jess, who says, I've removed all Apple Pay / cards from my phone, so I have to put in my physical card.
Oh, I've just memorized the numbers. Unlucky.
That's the problem.
Unlucky.
I have two. Well, she says that she shops and adds to cart as normal, and then when it comes to pay time, she has to go get her physical card.
Yeah,
and
I'm not getting
no
off
one
the
wants
couch.
to do that.
I fully
Absolutely.
understand that. In fact, I got a new debit card recently because mine expired and the numbers are different.
Oh,
This is
good
stopping
idea.
me from spending.
Yeah, seriously. But this is really smart. What she does is she leaves the card in her locked car in the garage, which is so much effort.
Yeah, she's
so
like,
by
I'm
then,
not going down there. It's cold.
Yeah. And then she says, I usually get annoyed and this distracts me enough to leave everything in my cart. This didn't work when I had my old card because I knew my numbers off by heart, exactly as we're saying.
Oh, so she got a new card.
She ordered a new card with new numbers.
Okay, so she's smart.
Yeah.
So I did that by accident and it's working for me. But do you know what I found the other day? I went to buy something on a website at like 11 p.m. Should I be shopping at that time? Absolutely not. No, absolutely not. And then it didn't have Apple Pay. And I was like, oh, I can't be bothered buying it then.
Oh my God.
Victoria Devine, you did not need that then. Why were you even consider? How did you get to check out?
Yeah, that's so true.
You are not doing what you said you were going to do.
I think it's a good thing to think because when we're like on autopilot and we're like, oh, this looks good. And then we just like, you know, it's good to think.
And I'm so easily influenced. Like I wish I wasn't. But if I see a girl in a cute top, I'm like, oh, I could wear that at work.
Yeah.
Victoria, you have a top already. You don't
You have
need
many
more.
top.
Exactly.
How many small minor inconveniences would you get through to still buy this? And if your answer is like maybe
None.
0,
Yeah, you
then
don't need it.
You don't need it.
Yeah, but if it's something I have to pay for, I'm like, oh, that's so annoying. All right, I'll go get my card because you have to. It's a bill or whatever.
Totally.
Oh, how annoying, but also so relatable.
Absolutely.
Another thing I saw people saying when I was researching this episode, Beck, is to use an incognito tab on your computer when you are shopping online.
Yeah.
So you can't save your logins. There's no autofill. Like your details are not just there and filling in. Or it means you won't stay signed into any of the shopping platforms.
Yeah.
So like nothing is easy. So you're right, minor inconvenience makes it even harder. And the extra friction is just annoying enough to make you give up and be like, I can't be bothered with this. Like I have to type in everything instead of autofill. Absolutely not.
God, no, I'm abandoning.
Exactly. And Chelsea also had a really good reminder. She said she signed up for the She's on the Money 30-day reframe, which is a free thing we're doing at the moment, Beck, on our website. And she loved the list of distraction techniques we put together and said that there are some good ones there that act for her as a circuit breaker. We recently actually, the team and I got together and we were like, we need like a no spend challenge. And then we're like, oh, let's not do a no spend challenge. Let's do like a reframe challenge because I feel like that carries better into like changing behaviors. But we made the reframe challenge because the whole team we were all feeling a little bit spendy, Beck, and we thought we could all use a spending reframe. So if you want to sign up, it's literally free. I'm going to put all the details for you in the show notes. And when you sign up, you get I'm biased because we wrote it, but it's a really great list of 20 things that you can do when you get the urge to spend money and you don't really want to, so that you can distract yourself. And I feel like that was a really good like little challenge that we put together for the community.
Cool. I don't know if this is a thing too, but if you go into incognito, then your phone, your Instagram may not
doesn't
feed you
even
ads.
open. Yeah.
And that would be helpful because if you're like, I really want a pair of new pants, and then all of a sudden Instagram's feeding you all these new pants because you typed in.
I would just look up the new pants. Like I'm not even on Instagram, babe. I'm on ASOS, you know?
Absolutely.
But
that's the thing, is that like those extra little ads that you wouldn't get if you're on incognito mode will hopefully also curb spending in a roundabout way.
I love it. All right, well, it's time for a break. And when we get back, we're getting into the truly chaotic hacks that I have found on TikTok. I would say that they're, Beck, just fair warning, they're equal parts genius and also slightly concerning.
Oh my God.
So guys, don't go anywhere and don't take any of this as official financial advice.
Welcome back, everyone. Okay, we're hitting the part that I'm most excited about. I want crazy. I want unhinged. I want like
I don't want
genius.
Freeze your credit card. We've all heard that, you know?
Yes. But also, not to say that the other ones that we read out weren't genius. I do apologize, but I want some unhinged, crazy things.
Exactly. And these hacks, they've come straight from TikTok. And honestly,
perfect.
Beck, I don't hate them. Like, I don't hate them. I feel like a lot of us are going to go, interesting. I would never. And then in the background, we're all just doing it. The first person said, I treat my life like a cozy game sim. I add non-essential items that I want to a prize list. And then every time she does a chore, she earns a point. And then she can exchange points to unlock whatever prize she wants.
Oh my God.
She's like gamified her life. And I kind of love that. And for those of you who are playing along, a cozy game is like a video game genre that I would say is characterized by a focus on relaxation and like non-violence and slow and being casual. And some cozy games involve like caring for plants or characters or animals. I don't know, you might have heard of like Animal Crossing.
Oh yeah. Tamagotchi.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
So like that. She's literally gamified her life. She's like, I'm going to make a prize list and I earn points for doing my chores. And when I get enough points, I can cash it in at the ticket booth.
Oh my God, that is genius.
I actually think that's really fun. I feel like that might work for you.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
you love a game.
That
you love a
is right
point.
up my
You love
alley.
feeling like you're winning.
Absolutely. Oh my God, I'm going to start doing that literally from this second onward.
I love it.
And right now you are an NPC.
Oh, I don't want to be an NPC.
You're not you're the main character.
Every morning, side note, my husband and I go for a walk. So we like take Harvey, we go to our local cafe and there is like 3 people that we consistently see. We don't like talk to them or anything because they're like on the other side of the road, but they're always doing like, there's always this one woman always in her front garden at about the same time of day every morning doing like weeding and stuff. And Steve will always look and be like, NPC is NPCing today.
Yeah, NPC. That's it.
For those of you playing along at home who are like, what is Beck and Victoria talking about? NPC is a non-playable character. And it's like when you're in a video game and you see those characters that are just like set up to do their thing but aren't actually a character that people play. Anyway, so that happens to me like 3 times every single morning. And there's this one dude who I swear just walks around the block consistently. NPC.
Yes.
I'm convinced we are in a simulation, Beck.
Yeah, I agree.
Your life is just a game.
Oh my God, that is so fun. I really love that one. Okay, do you want to hear another?
I'm ready.
This next one's pretty brutal. So
Pretty brutal.
Says,
Coming from Beck, you know it's brutal.
Exactly. This person says, I make myself run for the amount of minutes I spend in dollars.
Oh,
so
absolutely not. I'm never spending money again.
No, yeah, same. That is genius. So a $5 coffee, 5-minute run.
Okay, I'll do that maybe.
$150 dress, 150-minute run.
Oh, no, absolutely not. That's unhinged. What are we doing? Marathons?
Yeah, actually that would be,
No,
that's
not a marathon. Half marathon in 150 minutes? I wish.
Well, it depends how fast you're on. I'm quite a slow runner. That would be like 5 kilometers for me. But I think that is so smart.
And then you also,
because if you're like, oh, I literally have to spend $30 right now. It's like, well, there's your cardio.
I'm not going for a half an hour run. Absolutely not.
Hey, you might love
I used to run, just to be clear. I used to be a runner and it was part of my personality, Beck. Like I fully ran marathons. Like I have 2 full medals from running the Melbourne Marathon 2 years running.
That's actually really incredible.
Yeah, but I did it because I wanted people to think I was cool, not because I even enjoyed running. And then like my whole body hurt. Like it's not fun.
No. And you know, there are other ways to
I was
ways
22
to be
and Delulu.
That's really cool. Can you show me these photos?
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to see running Victoria.
Absolutely, I can. I look like a watermelon. Like I am so red. You know those people that like run and they look beautiful running? Not me. Like I fully go to a color that you go, are you all right?
Right.
I'm fine.
She needs to stop right now.
Yeah, she looks like she's going to die. All right. So, Beck, I've got another one. And this one I think sounds like a little bit of fun. She says, my sister and I are each other's accountants. If we want to buy something, we have to make an application in person for the item. It can be approved or it can be denied based on the information given.
Oh, my God. That is so good.
Can you imagine? It's like, oh, Beck, can you come over to my house tonight? I've got to pitch you some cans.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Can I make an appointment and come over
We should try it. Next time you want to buy something, call me and we'll discuss it. And next time I want to buy something, I'm going to be standing in Coles and I'll be like, hey, Beck, so peach rings, 2 for $5 again. Should I do it?
I'd be like, 5-minute run, Victoria.
Absolutely not. I'm sorry. I was just asking for your permission not to be sent on a run. I'm going to hang up on you and still buy the peach rings.
I'm going to make a big mix of all of these things. So it's going to be a 1 minute per $1.
Yeah, but
run.
like also an application.
Also an application.
You're snapping yourself with your elastic.
Yes,
band.
and also the unlocking the rewards. It's going to be a big mix of these.
And your phone is going to be consistently in grayscale.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely not.
Exactly. Oh yeah, I really like that. I think, and yeah, you have to like call and make appointments. What are you doing at 4 o'clock? 4 o'clock's good. You have to come with a whole thing ready.
I'm going to have to pitch you. I'm going to have to make a PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah. I want your name, date of birth, all the things that you'd need.
Oh, you're welcome. And then you can go to the bank and then apply for a loan in my name.
Exactly. Yes. I will need your driver's license number.
Yeah. No worries.
Okay. So this one feels pretty smart. This TikToker says every so often they replace their bank cards and it cancels all subscriptions and then you have to actively resubscribe to the ones
I feel like that's
using.
Genius. Because like if I said to you, Beck, do you want to unsubscribe from Netflix? You'd be like, oh, no, I've been watching this show on there. No, but like if the subscription just lapsed and you get a pop-up that says, oh, re-enter your credit card details, you just exit. You're like, nah, I didn't even want to watch it anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe you need to just like take it off yourself to begin with, not have to actively go and unsubscribe.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I do like that one. And then as well, you have to like physically get your card and write out the numbers.
Again, and it's different numbers again because you just got a new card and you can't remember them off the top of your head.
Torture.
A kind of low-key genius. I've got another one and I kind of love this. She says, if I buy something on sale, I have a rule that I have to transfer the rest of the price into savings. And this got me out of the mindset that I was saving money when a sale is on.
That's so good.
I actually think that's so good. So if something is on sale for $50 and it was originally $100, Beck, I'm like, you can buy it for $50 if you think it's a good deal, but you have to put $50 into savings.
Yes.
And you're kind of like, I don't have the cash for that. Cool, you can't afford it.
Yeah.
The
Oh my God,
audacity.
That's pretty. I really like
You're
that.
making
I
me
really
act like an adult.
I reckon even like tiny things. If you're like, oh wow, the milk is 2 for $1 today, then
You could definitely do that with like your grocery budget.
Yeah, you
so
really
like
could.
don't budget for things that are on sale. Go, okay, groceries this week are going to be $200. And then if you spend $180 or something, which honestly, let's be honest, saving $20 on your groceries each week, unheard of. But like, let's
Unheard of.
pretend
Yeah.
you have to transfer that $20 to savings. Or get this, I'm trying to take it to the next level. You transfer it to another fund, savings for Christmas.
Oh my God.
Because Christmas is coming. I'm so sorry.
It is
Christmas
coming.
is not far.
It's really not far. I keep putting money in my Christmas fund every month and taking it immediately back out.
Oh,
So
I was about to say, good girl. And then I was
Sorry.
like, oh.
So that has never worked for me. I'm not a saver, but I will change my habits one day. With this episode, I think we could be onto something.
I love it.
So another one is my rule is that I can only buy things on Sunday. I can add stuff to cart all week, but on Sunday I see it all as one big total. So it turns me off buying it because I
That would
realize
work for me.
I can't
That would
afford
work
it.
for me.
That would work. And also you're giving yourself time to think about if you really need something or if it's impulsive. And then I think, when you see, for some reason if I go to the shops.
It like adds up quicker than you think it does.
Yeah.
And like, I know that that's basic maths, but like in my head, it's not. And I've been doing this a lot recently, not this actual concept, but I've been adding a lot of things to, I have those like, I save things in Instagram a lot.
Yeah.
So back to the top thing. It's because I'm wearing a new top, Beck. Thanks for noticing.
Gorgeous.
Thank you. But I literally have just been saving outfits because coming into winter, I feel like it sparks something in your brain where you're like, oh, coming into winter, I haven't worn jumpers in ages. Maybe I need some new jumpers.
Yeah.
So I'm saving lots of them. And then I went onto this website the other day to be like, all right, you know what? I am going to splurge a little bit. I'm going to add these 3 jumpers that I want to my cart. Sorry, what do you mean that's $700?
Yeah, I know.
No, actually, like in my head, I'm like, oh, I do want to buy a good quality jumper. So like I'll save that one. Oh, okay, I'll add them on. No, we're not buying any of them.
No.
So I just exited because I was like $700 in one time. No.
No, and I feel like the same thing happens if I go to the shops and I'm like, I've got to go to Coles, they don't have everything I need. I'll go to Woolworths, Aldi, wherever. But if I'm spending like $100, this is for a big shop, by the way. I do not have this kind of money, but $100 in each store, I'm
But
not
sometimes
seeing
you got
it.
to, Beck.
I'm not, sometimes you got to, but I'm not seeing it as $300. I'm seeing like, oh, okay, this one was $50. Oh, okay, this one was $80.
I know,
Like, but when you do it all together, it's like, whoa,
You delude
God.
yourself, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
So I kind of like this idea of just being like, all right, so on Sundays I can buy anything.
Yeah.
You just can't shop during the week. But then
That's
it makes you really
clever.
reflect.
Yeah, and then you're like, what do I really need all these
Low-key
things?
genius.
I like that.
Another person, Beck, I watched this TikTok and she said, I play a game called If It's Under, I Buy It.
Oh.
So basically, before she checks the price tag, she guesses what she thinks it could cost and then sets her own spending limit. So she like looks at the top and goes, I'd spend $50 on that. And then if the actual price is higher than what she had decided she's willing to pay, can't have it, automatic no. But if it is lower, she lets herself have it. And she says it turns impulse shopping into a little bit of a like budget challenge and she finds it really addicting because it's like a game. It's like,
Yeah, it would be
can
like
I
a guessing game,
appropriately
love a
guess
guessing
what
game.
that jumper is worth?
Yeah.
Oh, it's $100 and then it's $150 and you're like, absolutely not, can't have it, sorry, bye.
Oh my God. And then you've kind of got in your head already how much you think it's worth. And
Yeah,
we don't
because how many
often
times
think
have you like
about-
flipped the price tag and you've been like, oh, $180, far out. That's not what I expected. Then you're like, oh, maybe it's good quality. Maybe it's the brand. You justify it.
Totally. But if you think about it first, like, I think this is worth this much, then that's kind of like set in your head. That's really
exactly.
clever.
Genius.
I like that.
These aren't as unhinged as I thought that they would be.
No.
I reckon we can implement some of these, Beck.
I think so. I'm really absolutely going to do the game one. That's for sure. Okay. So another person said, I remind myself that buying things is giving money to rich people and I need the money more than them. Also, research what companies you are supporting and what they are doing to the world. It stops you from spending money really quick, which is also pretty genius.
We don't want to make the rich people richer.
No, we don't. We want to make us richer.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
One day
Okay.
we're going to be the rich people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then
I
you
can see
can
that.
stop spending on our things.
Yeah, I completely agree.
All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
So this one I thought was like slightly unhinged. She said, I taped a picture of my mum to my card to remind me of when I had to move in with her and how bad it was.
Oh my God, fair enough. That's so funny.
So she's like, no spending because I'll have to move back in with that woman. Absolutely not.
And I guess like depends what side it's on, but if you're tapping your card and you're looking your mother directly in the eye while you do it, it's like, that's really genius.
I can take a selfie that makes my face look really judgy and then you guys can print it out and put it in your wallet and it's like, what would Victoria do?
Please, can you get stickers made?
But if you know me well enough, I'd spend.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm like
wait a
pretending
second.
to help.
Victoria would spend this kind of money.
Victoria is like low-key delusional.
Exactly.
She's good at money, but like for other people.
Yeah. What would you? Victoria would be spending this kind of money. Maybe that would not be good. So maybe
we'll
Lucy.
think about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's true. Okay. Next one. So this TikToker said, if I want something, I have a rule that I have to come back for it. If it's not worth a second trip, it's not worth buying.
That's so true. That's similar to me saying put 24 hours between you and your spending.
Yeah.
Because if you've seen something and I'm like, Beck, I know you really want it. You can have it tomorrow, same time.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, same time comes and you're like, I can't be bothered going and getting that.
Totally. And I guess like, and this is a similar thing that I've done. Like if something I see online is like, oh, I really want to buy that. It is so easy to just do it from the comfort of your own home. But if you're like, I have to go into the store, I'm going to make myself go into the store to buy this. And then all of a sudden you're like,
You're not there. You don't have the same dopamine rush because it's now a chore.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
instead of being an impulse purchase, there's no impulsiveness here. There's a chore. I have to go do my work.
Totally. And
No, thank you.
Before you know it.
Beck, I feel like we've been yapping for ages. So to finish off, I've put together a little quick file list of different things that people ask themselves every time they go to shop and like have the urge to shop.
Yeah.
So first person said, if I found this in the bin, would I clean it and keep it or would I leave it?
Oh my God, that's the poo thing.
That's the poo thing.
And for those who don't know, if
We were talking about this. It's like Marie Kondo only works for some people.
So if something that you want to buy or something that you own, and this is for if you're throwing things out or if you're buying something, if it had poo on it, would you clean it
Would you
and
clean
keep
it? Is that
or
worth
buy
it? Or would you just chuck the whole
or
thing?
would you chuck it out? And that's a really good way to figure out if something's like,
got
how
poop
meaningful
on it.
it
I'm
is to you.
throwing it out. It's in the bin. It's in the bin. Someone else said, if my boss came up to me after I worked the amount of hours it took to pay for it and offered me the item instead of the pay, how would I feel? Imagine going up to someone and being like, hey, so good work today. Fantastic work. You've done a heap of overtime. Would you like this singlet?
Yeah.
It's white and plain.
So true.
But you've convinced yourself it's a good basic.
Yeah, that's so true.
I'd be like, get in the bin, give me my money.
God.
Someone else said, I love it, but do I insert price love it? So I love it, but do I $100 love it? Probably not though.
It's a good question to ask yourself.
If someone offered me the item or the money that it cost, which one am I going to choose?
That is very smart.
Do you want
That's
$100
very smart.
Beck or do you want that top?
Yeah, true. That's a really good way to do it because then you're like, oh, there's so many other things I could do with this money. And then you're like, wait, I have this money.
Do you know what that teaches me?
Yeah.
I can be bought.
Yes,
Because
absolutely.
I will very often choose the
God.
money.
That is, yeah.
Nice
I
top,
feel
but I'd love
same.
some cash.
Totally. Oh my God, that's so true. Because if you have the cash and you're about to spend it and then someone's like, would you rather this or the cash? And you're like, oh, the cash, thanks. And you're like, wait, it's already here. And I
already
can
have
use
the
that.
cash and I get to keep it.
Oh my God. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I like that.
All right. And finally, someone asked themselves, do I want to be stealing from myself because that was my time that earned that money and it's my future it's taking it from?
Oof, powerful, powerful.
That wouldn't work for me. I'd be like, meh, I wouldn't be mad at myself for stealing from myself.
Yeah, I'm allowed.
I'm allowed. I'm a nice lady.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I think that's the perfect one to end it on.
Because it's a bit relatable. Like,
Relatable.
I'm stealing from myself. And both Beck and I are like, yeah.
We're allowed to, okay?
Yeah. Future me would be proud of me.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Beck, big takeaway from today.
Yes.
I would say is that there is literally no one size fits all way to build better money habits. For some of us, it's color-coded budgeting. For others, it's snapping a hair tie, pretending to be a pensioner on Facebook, or having a pretend video game with reward points and chores. And honestly, Sis, if it works, lean into it.
Lean in.
Lean in. Who cares how unhinged it is? And my friends, if this episode is something that has you rethinking your spending habits, the 30-day reframe might be your next step. It is free, it is low pressure, and it is packed with really simple ways to break the buy, scroll, repeat cycle. I'm going to make sure that the link is in the show notes for you.
And as always, don't forget to follow and subscribe. It really does help us to keep bringing you content you love. We'll see you on Friday.
See you, friends. Bye.
Bye, guys.
The advice shared on She's on the Money is general in nature and does not consider your individual circumstances. She's on the Money exists purely for educational purposes and should not be relied upon to make an investment or financial decision. If you do choose to buy a financial product, read the PDS, TMD, and obtain appropriate financial advice tailored towards your needs. Victoria Devine and She's on the Money are authorised representatives of Money Sherpa Pty Ltd ABN 321 649 27708 AFSL 451289.